Namaste, I'm Dr. Robert, and my subject today on 5-ish Minutes with Dr. Robert is the Ramayana. India has two main epics, the Mahabharata and the Ramayana. In many ways, the Mahabharata is the story of Krishna. In every way, the Ramayana is the story of Rama. The Mahabharata is much longer than the Ramayana, and the Mahabharata is in many ways, a very long group of stories that simply happens to have this tale of the conflict between the Pandavas and the Kauravas in the center of it. The Ramayana is all about Rama from the beginning of his life through the central things that he does in his life to the end of his life. There is a tradition, at least in Western India, I can't say about other parts of India, that you do not keep a copy of the Mahabharata in your house, because if you do, there is the possibility that it will promote that same kind of fratricidal warfare in your own house that occurs in the text. Whereas many people keep a copy of the Ramayana in their house, read it regularly, and often use it as an upaya, a way of working with challenging planets or curses or familial challenges or whatever. Both of these two epics are about dharma. The Mahabharata is chiefly about being very confused, being confronted with two different dharmas that seem to apply to you and trying to figure out which one you should follow. The Ramayana is much more about dharmas that are fairly well understood and that are applied to people, and people doing their best to live up to those dharmas. The Ramayana exists on many more levels, so far as I can tell, than the Mahabharata. And the Ramayana is something, as Vimalananda used to say, happens in everyone every day. There are 7 khandas, 7 sections in the Ramayana, and according to what's going on in your day, you can identify that aspect of your reality with one of those khandas. The Sundara Kanda, the beautiful Kanda, is very frequently recited separate from the rest of the Ramayana, again as an upaya, a way of addressing challenges, because this is the Kanda in which Hanumanji flies, or really makes a very big and powerful and extensive jump from where he had just learned the location of Sita into Lanka, and then wanders around in Lanka, finally locates Sita, shows her Rama's signet ring, and assures her that very soon Rama will be coming with an army to save her from her captor, Ravana. So the Ramayana is present in all aspects of Indian culture, and not just the culture of South Asia, but the culture of Indochina also, which is an area into which Indian culture extended, but particularly the culture of the Ramayana. And it's that the word Ramayana itself can be interpreted to mean the path of Rama through the world, Rama's movement, or it can mean movement in the direction of Rama. And there is also a clear understanding, both in the text and among people who interpret the text, that Rama at the same time is the Maryada Purushottama, the limited avatara, the limited incarnation of Godhead, who has that awareness of being the supreme being, but has to take the assistance of Hanuman and of Sita and of Lakshmana and of Bharata and of others to achieve the goals that he has been born to attain. Whereas in the case of Krishna, Krishna combines everything in himself, and that's why he's called Purnatma, Purushottama. In that way, it's for many people, for many human beings, being limited as we are, easier to identify with Rama and understand his challenges than it is Krishna, who is beyond all human understanding. So the Ramayana is a wonderful, wonderful scripture that at the same time provides a very clear understanding of how certain patterns of culture have developed in South Asia, is a great story, and is a wonderful way to assist one's awareness to move from that story of the specifics of the life of Ramachandra, the seventh incarnation of Vishnu, and Atma Rama, the supreme reality that goes by that very same name of Rama. In my course on the Ramayana, I retell it and try to provide a little bit of context to make it easier to understand for those who have not grown up with it. Find out more at the link below.